Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome. I am Li Shen, an incoming second year Bionetsky, which means Biological and Natural Sciences at Cambridge University. And I'm from Singapore. Since it's 5 days to my flight back to Cambridge, I thought it's the perfect time to sit down and talk a little bit about what I learned from studying abroad in my first year at Cambridge. So in this video, I will be sharing the top 10 things I wish I knew before I even started studying abroad. So let's dive in. Lesson number 1 would be that studying abroad is unfortunately heavily romanticized. Studying abroad does have its good sides and its bad sides. I'm sure most of us have a very rosy picture of what it's like to study abroad. Just the idea of, traveling all the time, visiting places I've never been to, and at Cambridge especially, studying in a very old but beautiful library, going punting, going for formals, feeling all Harry Potter. Yeah, that was the vibe I was really hoping to get. And I must say, it did feel like that for the first few weeks. But at some point, all these will start fading a little, and unfortunately, they will slowly become your new normal. And they will eventually stop feeling as magical as they used to be. I know it's a very privileged thing to say, but it did feel like that. I entered Macomast starry-eyed, hoping to get the best study abroad experience ever at my dream university. But reality of the academic workload caught up with me. The reality of living alone without your family around to help you also hit really hard. So I guess you can have your hopes up, just don't expect to always feel the same sense of dreamlike fantasy all the time, which is really unrealistic. But that said, lesson number 2 is to not let it stop you from romanticizing life abroad. I know it's a little bit contradictory to what I said in my first point, but I literally have a video that says romanticizing life at Cambridge, like the idea of trying to find little bits of magic in your everyday life, just small moments that make your day a lot more beautiful. Do not let the realities of studying abroad distract you from all the lovely things that being abroad offers. Lesson number 3 is that the people you'll meet are so different, yet so similar. Studying abroad allows you to meet so many people from various backgrounds, different countries, different upbringing, different cultures, and you'll realize that people can be quite different from you. Just the education system, for instance, the accent, of course, is one thing. Like my Singaporean accent, it's sometimes not the most understandable, little bits of your life here and there. That's it. Despite the different backgrounds, I think it's still really easy to bond with people over shared experiences. And for me, maybe one thing is theatre. I got to meet so many different people who are not just Singaporeans. This brings me to lesson number 4. The friends you make can come from very unexpected places. I think one concern that most people studying abroad will have is the anxiety of being away from all your friends back home. But I realized that your good friends can arise from serendipitous encounters. I think one of my best friends in college was made sometime during Freshers Week, where we probably met each other at some mixer event, the Bop, where there's really just music, and you're supposed to dress up as the first letter of your name. 1 point for guessing what I dressed up as. So that was where I first met my friend. Don't worry about not making friends, because you'll never know when you'll hit it off with someone else. Okay, lesson number 5 is that homesickness will hit much harder than you think. I think the first term was alright because everything is new, you're trying to settle into a new environment. But I think after a while, sometime in the middle of my year, I started missing home a lot. I think especially during my first exam, my mocks exam, I was crying like almost every day from the built-up stress of the exam and also just from missing home, being alone. It wasn't a good time. Even though I did try to be intentional about calling home every week, it's still different from face-to-face interaction. And I realized that being away for so long meant my siblings all grew up really fast without me. I really miss having my family around, just chatting with my siblings, gaming with them after dinner. Do call home often, please. Remember to call home. Lesson number 6 is that you will have abundant alone time. I have to admit, studying abroad can get really lonely sometimes. It is just the nature of living independently. There's a lot of things you have to settle by yourself, the housekeeping stuff. So, your laundry, your meal prepping, running your errands. If you're not intentional about arranging meetups with your friends, your social life will be very restricted just because everyone is so busy in uni. The loneliness felt the most visceral when I fell sick and there wasn't anyone around to take care of me. Unlike back home where I can just call my mom for help, but now I have to be independent. I have to know what to do. Yeah, loneliness can hit pretty hard. Lesson number 7 is don't forget to reach out to seniors, because even though seniors may only be 1 or 2 years ahead of you, they have a wealth of knowledge that they can share, hard-earned experiences that would teach you a lot about what to do and what not to do. Learning from their experience can save you from learning things the hard way. Shout out to my seniors for answering all the little questions I have, whether it's about a mobile plan or whether it's about what to pack and all that. Okay, lesson number 8 is to learn how to cook. And meal prep for that matter. Living in the UK made me realize that I simply can't appreciate beans. I'm so sorry, I've tried, but it just doesn't gel with my taste buds. I guess the first time was alright, I'm just getting used to the food there. I'm not sick of it yet, but the second and third term was quite rough, where I started getting sick of salads, the same food, the same taste every day. So yeah, a little bit of culinary skills would take you a long way. Lesson number 9 is that you'll be able to travel like never before. When you're studying abroad, a lot of the countries that were previously inaccessible suddenly becomes accessible to you, and that's just amazing. It's such a privilege to just take a short flight over to, say, Italy and enjoy their pasta, their gelato, their pizzas. Wow. I think that's the biggest appeal of studying abroad, is just this freedom to travel to different places. As for me, in my first year, I had the privilege of traveling to 10 different countries. And each trip taught me so much about myself, taught me things like what I value, how I react when unexpected situations arise, what type of traveler I am, little things that will accumulate to teach you a lot about yourself. And the final lesson, lesson number 10, is to never ever take any of this for granted. Studying abroad has its own challenges, especially loneliness, being away from home, having to settle everything in a foreign country. All these will make you doubt yourself. Sometimes will make you wonder if this was really worth it, whether it's really worth the time, effort, and money to be studying so far away from home. But don't ever forget that there are so many beautiful things that come from studying abroad, so many precious opportunities, the freedom to travel, the wonderful people you'll get to meet that you otherwise wouldn't have. This is a huge privilege. Sometimes I need a reality check, or rather a slap in the face, to remind myself that Cambridge is a huge dream come true for me. Even though the stress can catch up with me sometimes, don't ever take it for granted. Life will speed up very fast, especially when you're studying abroad, but treasure every second of it. Actually, I have one more lesson number 11. It's either a good time or a good story. You'll probably mess up loads when you study abroad. There's a lot of little things you probably wouldn't understand or realize when you're actually in the country, like how mobile plans work, how supermarkets work, just little things here and there. You only learn them after you mess up. So you'll make a lot of silly mistakes. For me, I spilled rice all over my carpet when I was trying to open it. I cooked expired chicken before, which didn't really go well. That was so stupid. I bought dumplings only to realize I didn't have a freezer. I locked myself out of the room twice in the same day. I forgot to bring an umbrella or a waterproof jacket when I went traveling and got absolutely drenched. All these little annoyances will only add spice to your life, even though it can get pretty frustrating. But please be patient with yourself as you learn through every mistake, and you'll grow to be a lot more resourceful and a lot more creative in dealing with difficulties that arise. You'll be able to witness your own growth throughout the process, which is really, really exciting. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope some of these lessons resonated. And if you are studying abroad, I wish you a very wonderful journey ahead. It's really exciting. I'm so happy for you. And for those who plan on studying abroad, I hope this gives you a clearer idea of what to expect, or rather, try to just enter with no expectations and see how it all unfolds. So yeah, I will be heading back to Cambridge in 5 days' time for my second year. I'm very nervous, but also very excited at the same time. So let's see how this goes. Bye!